And that's kind of a good transition to appraising Keegan Murray's year 2 so far. Because we talked about it all summer and coming into the season that, a lot does depend on Keegan Murray's development. How far the Kings can go depends on how far Keegan goes. Because, they look at him as being kind of that third star potentially. But in terms of kind of being more of a creator, be more of an offensive threat on his own, we just haven't seen that. I know he's dealing with the back injury and everything like that, but when you start seeing the length of New Orleans bother guys like Monk and Fox, and they were fine in the scoring column and all that, but again, it was about that kind of creation for other guys. And nothing really happened, and it would have really been kind of a situation where with the ambitions for Keegan Murray, you'd like to see that be the type of game where he kind of steps in and it makes a bit of a difference. I mean, the Kings never really looked like they were making a complete run to actually retake the lead in that game, but it was still a manageable deficit. I mean, I don't think the Pelicans ever increased their lead above 15 points. And had you gotten a little bit more self-production out of Keegan Murray, that'd have been great. Now, I'm not saying that he should have done that or that he's even capable of that, but it raises the point that it's like, in a lot of ways, the Kings can only go so far as Keegan Murray can make the leap he wants to make. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, how long is that going to take? And again, yes, the back injury is a factor, but even before the back injury, it looked like a lot of ironing out was needed. I mean, in terms of his hesitation, sometimes he looks unsure of himself. Sometimes his drives to the rim are not impressive. And I don't know. I mean, like, it's a lot to tie together. He's doing things on both ends. I mean, he's almost a microcosm for the team in that sense, that he's trying to do, more on the offense than he did in his rookie season, while also trying to do a lot on defense. And he has done a lot on defense, but you see him shooting, I think, below 40% from the field and around 30% from three this season. I don't know. I mean, like, in terms of kind of taking this time to assess whether or not the Kings are legit championship contenders, I think a lot of that has to come with being realistic about where Keegan Murray is at in his development. And can he get to where he wants to be? I think so. How soon is that going to happen? It seems like this is going to be a massive adjustment that's going to take more time than anything he's really had to prove. I mean, he's shown that he can adjust to the NBA game and all that stuff and kind of fight through adversity. But this is a big ask, and this is a huge jump. I mean, you're basically asking him to be the third best player on the team. And again, will he do that one day? I would bet on it. And will the Kings be really good because of that? Absolutely. But is that going to happen this season? I'm not convinced. Are you?
No, not yet. I mean, he hasn't shown anything. Yeah, we saw his NBA Summer League, and that was just fantastic. Again, he's playing against Summer League talent. But it was promising. It's like, okay, like he can do these kind of things, maybe. And he hasn't really, he's evolved in more of a two-way player. I mean, his defense has been pretty great in some games. But I haven't really seen him do anything on the offensive end other than being that catch and shoot guy. Like, away from the 3-point line, he hasn't done anything. Like, I don't know. He's not, I haven't really seen him take one good shot creation, maybe a step back here and there. But other than that, I mean, it's like he's just, I don't know, he's second guessing himself, like every step to the rim he takes on a drive. And he just throws up like the weakest layup. Like, go up strong. He had one against the Pelicans the other night against Ingram where he just like slowly walked in and just kind of threw it up there and missed. I'm like, dude, like, you're a strong athletic guy. Mm-hmm. Go up with it. And I mean, even just try to throw it down or draw some contact at that point. And if he wants to be...
Yeah, I mean, well, just on that play specifically, I mean, we're talking about Mike Brown saying they're not running as hard. One of the things he said is oftentimes you'll see guys kind of stop at the wing or the free throw line extended, pause there, and not go into the paint, which would create spray threes. In that situation you're talking about, had he just gone to the rim, he may have forced help from somebody. I think Barnes was in one corner and Herter was going to the other corner. Had he forced help, he either could have put up the shot and got to the line or had a better chance of, making it because he would have been a little more confident at it. Or more likely, and what Mike Brown would love to see, is he could have sprayed it out, created just enough space for the guy in the corner. And he didn't do that. The indecision not only hurt himself, but he hurt opportunities for people around him. And it really limited what could have happened in that play. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's a great analysis of the play. He hasn't shown anything on the offensive end. And yeah, I mean, this team is relying on him as that next step to be that championship contending team. And he just hasn't really shown it. And I don't blame him. I mean, it's a big ask. But, I mean, he's only gotten worse on the offensive end this year at all, like, if anything. So, I just want to see him be more confident as a player. He just seems timid. I hate watching him dribble. Really, even just like taking the ball up the court, even just for like 2 seconds before he passes, he doesn't look even confident dribbling there, or his technique doesn't look good, his form. He has a long way to go still.
And again, it's just like, this isn't like a doom and gloom, like the Kings need to blow it up. Obviously, that's not the case, but it is a realistic kind of assessment of where they're at and where they can be this season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're just not. They're just missing that extra guy, that third guy. Like, it's nice waiting on Murray. He has that potential, but is it going to be this year? I mean, it's starting to look like no. More and more like it now, at least. Next year, I guess we'll have our hopes up then again.